Hello, welcome back to the Drugs to Dreams video series. So today I'd like to talk to you about Module 4. Now Module 4 is tackling the past. And there's a lot of ways this module could go. This is where the program can really be customized and personalized to you. This is where we look at your reasons for using drugs and alcohol. Now, for some, that could be a history of trauma or abuse. It could be losing a loved one. It could be being abandoned as a baby, if you went into care, if you were fostered or adopted. It could be that you've lost your partner. It could be that there's been a serious breakdown in relationships. It could be that you've lost custody of your child because of your drug addiction. There are so many different things. Those are just a few of the examples I could give you. But this is where we look at why you are using. And I know that sounds really scary because probably for the last few years, you've been doing everything you can to try and escape that pain, that trauma, and try and forget about those reasons, try and just make them disappear. But bear with me, because this step in the process is really important, because what we can do is help you to look at the past situations and be able to deal with them in a safe environment where you can decide how to progress from there. You can look at your reasons for using and tackle them. So rather than them being sat in your head in a box, not being dealt with, not being processed by your brain, we can slowly and gently take the lid off of that box and we can examine the contents and we can decide how to process those memories. And the benefits of doing that using hypnotherapy is that you can actually dissociate when you're in trance state. Now, what that means is that you can look at the situation almost as if you are watching yourself on a screen, or as if you're watching it as an outsider happening to somebody else. Now that means that you can make decisions based on what you see. You can decide how you want to feel about those things. And you can decide how you want to progress from there. But when you do it in trance state, it means that you don't have to feel all of the connected emotions that are normally there. So if you imagine if you went to a counselling session, or if you were talking with a friend and somebody asked you, well, why is it that you use drugs? Or tell me about that painful, traumatic experience that you went through as a child or as a young adult. As soon as you start thinking back, as soon as you start focusing on those memories, it's almost guaranteed that your physical body will manifest the emotions associated with those times. So it could be fear, it could be anger, it could be frustration, it could be all manner of things. And you will feel them again, almost like a flashback, almost as if you were back there in that situation again. But using hypnotic trance and being able to dissociate means that, as I said, you can look at those situations and make decisions based on them, but you don't have to feel all those emotions. It's almost like you can cut yourself off from feeling those things temporarily while we're dealing with them. So let's say perhaps your reasons for using were due to bereavement. You maybe lost your partner, or you lost your mum or your dad. You lost somebody that you were really close to. and it maybe happened suddenly and you weren't expecting it and it came as a shock. Even if you were expecting it, it still would have triggered a certain amount of trauma, because it's hard. It's always hard losing somebody. What we do is we do sessions based around bereavement, about grief, about coming to terms with what's happened, and helping you to emotionally heal so that in the future you can still look back on those times, but you won't be filled with fear and dread. You won't feel those tremendously strong and uncomfortable feelings, because you will have made your peace with what happened. It's almost like we can help you to work through the grieving process so that you can accept what's happened, as heartbreaking as it is, and we can help you to move on. The reason that this module is so important is because if we don't tackle the things that have happened in the past, if we don't tackle the underlying issues and reasons for your using, then there's a high chance that you would end up relapsing. Because I could help you to get off of the drugs, I could help you to stop using alcohol, and for a while everything might seem really great. But if we didn't look at the things that happened in the past, then at some point those things, those situations, those feelings, those memories are all going to surface again. And if they haven't been processed, then there's a very high chance that you're going to go back to trying to deal with them by using drugs, by blocking them out, by drinking. So it's really important that we pay attention to what's going on underneath. Because if we can help you to move past whatever that trauma is, whatever painful reasons you have for needing to use, if we can resolve those so that they are no longer an outstanding issue for you, you've come to peace with them, then there's much less chance of you relapsing. And that is really important. That is so, so important, because if you've gotten as far as stopping and getting clean and sober for a while, then really the only way is up. You don't want to be looking back. You don't want to be running that risk of relapsing. So the Drugs to Dreams program is designed to, as I say, be a really comprehensive program, but to give you every possible chance of success. There are multiple reasons, numerous reasons, that people use, be it drugs or alcohol or something else. But the majority of those reasons are unprocessed memories, unprocessed emotions. And using trance states, we can help you to assess them, to accept them, and to heal from them, so that you can move on and turn your life around, so your outlook on life can be much more positive. This isn't to take anything away from your reasons for using. Any of those situations that I mentioned earlier are going to be devastating to most people. And that is a normal and natural response to any of those things happening. But working together, we can teach you better management techniques, better coping techniques that mean that you don't have to rely on pumping your body full of chemicals to get through the day. You will be able to get through the day on your own. Because as the program goes on, you get stronger, you get more confident, your self-belief increases, you feel more capable. And then you get to decide where you want your new future to go. Your drug-free, alcohol-free self can now make clear decisions on what future path you want to take. And that's what we're going to be talking about in Module 5. So if you have any questions, if you would like to maybe discuss your reasons for using, if you aren't sure whether what's happened to you is normal or is something that hypnotherapy can help, then by all means send me a message. I am always more than happy to speak to anybody that's struggling, and I will always do my very best to help you. So take care for now, and I'll see you tomorrow for Module 5. Bye-bye.